You're listening to the Board Game Snobs podcast, a ridiculous podcast with ridiculous hosts that discuss ridiculous things. And any mention of board games is purely coincidental. And so, without further ado, and with a heavy dollop of shame and embarrassment on my part, I give you the Board Game Snobs.
Top 5.
The top 5.
25.
Let's get enthusiastic about it.
No, I'm not going to.
Woo! That's an enthusiastic noise, isn't it?
Wu-Tang Clan.
Woo!
Woo.
Yay!
I hate it when people have fake enthusiasms.
All right.
Yeah, they do that. Like the open mouth thing. Mr. Beast came out the other day and said that he realized you can't do that.
Discussion.
Can't have your mouth open.
You talk to your magic friend.
My magic friend, Bill Joey? Was he doing his mouth open?
He takes it in every picture. Every picture, mouth open.
They got all that Dice Tower money now, and he's been buying new shirts. You notice he always has cuffs on his sleeves.
He's got very nice
He's
cuffs.
got French cuffs. Do you have French cuffs dress shirts?
No.
I do. I used to back when I was.
I have several pair of cuff links with no cuffs
French
to go
cuff?
through.
You've never had that? Why do you have cuff links?
They came with some ties I bought.
No. Oh, you buying those box set ties.
There's like a tie, a kerchief, and cuff links.
No. You mean a pocket square?
Yeah.
Kerchief?
Yeah.
That's the Russian leader guy with the spot. Khrushchev.
Oh, Khrushchev.
Khrushchev.
No, that was Gorbachev.
Bring down this wall.
Khrushchev was before Gorbachev.
Oh, that's right.
So many chefs over there.
They cooking.
Too many chefs in the kitchen.
That would have been funny.
And he said, I'm putting them out. Too many.
Russian humor. I wonder if we're big in Russia.
Oh, I'm sure.
I bet so. I bet they're like.
When we talked about Red Cathedral.
This good.
We build this church cathedral. Our planes are big. That's what he said in 2012.
Who did?
The Russian guy.
The Russian guy?
Yeah. He had a larger plane.
He had a large plane.
A large plane that they took off in.
Oh.
You remember that?
I don't remember that.
He died.
Oh. R.I.P.
Yeah. He was an entertaining
Rest
character.
in Putin. His memory. Is that what that means there?
Perhaps. I'm sure.
I don't know. I don't know.
What's Putin's first name? Vladimir. You don't get any more Russian than that.
It doesn't. What's a more Russian? Why are we talking about this? What's a more Russian name than Vladimir?
Russia.
Arterium. Artium.
What was Stalin's first name? Luther?
Leningard. Levivid.
Joseph.
Gordon Levitt.
Joseph Gordon Levitt.
Yeah.
Well, Joseph, it doesn't seem very.
500 Days of Starvation. Remember that show? 500 Days of Summer?
Yeah. I did.
That was the romantic comedy that I really liked until I understood its meaning. And then it devastated me.
I just remember them really pushing the Smiths on everybody in that show.
They got pushed off on me.
What about the Joneses?
I didn't like the Smiths.
Listen to them?
I didn't like the Smiths at all. Do you like the Smiths?
Yeah, but they're not really my jam.
They're not mine at all. If the Smiths are your jam.
I don't like that garage sound.
I don't either.
I don't like it. And that's what Mike DeLizio loves.
Does he?
He loves that sound.
He would
punk.
know. He would know.
But I don't think the Smiths are punk.
I don't think they're more.
I just don't like that sound.
Alt.
Whatever sound that is, I don't like it.
I don't know what that is.
When you sound like you're literally a band of teenagers that got together and playing in mom and dad's garage, and that's how the acoustics sound and the music, I don't like that sound. I want a professional sounding band.
Like this podcast. I like it when they go into bookstores.
That's
and
jazz.
They play in the bookstore with the acoustics.
I have been listening to more jazz here lately.
Hands?
No.
Oh.
Although I do jazz hands.
Okay. Why are you listening to jazz?
I don't No, I find okay. So the reason I started was because I often use these screensavers on my TV,
I notice them quite a lot.
and most of them have like a fireplace or some.
You have a TCL.
They have a soothing background,
TCL.
and they often play jazz in these backgrounds.
Roku television.
And well, you name me my
people
brands.
would want to know. It looks like it's a 52-inch.
I don't really know. I think it's 55. The cheapest Walmart sales. That's what I purchased.
$199.
And anyway, oftentimes in these soothing background videos that you have on, like when you're reading a book or
I don't do that.
I'm just like in the background.
I'm ignorant to what you're talking about.
And anyway, they play jazz in a lot of these. They're basically like screensavers.
Mm.
And so they play jazz. And I was like, I kind of like that. I like
elevator
jazz
music.
Yeah, kind of. I like jazz, though, that has a rhythm. I don't like the when the music is
You sound literally as good as 90% of the jazz I've ever heard just then.
We went to Austin several years ago, back in 2019, and we went to this underground jazz bar club.
When you mean underground, let me stop you just for a moment. It was literally underground, or was it just not well advertised?
Both.
So you
how did you find down the stairs.
How did you find it?
We were walking on 6th Street.
In Memphis.
No, 6th Street is in Austin.
Austin. Go ahead. Sorry.
And we walked downstairs to this jazz club, and it was very dark, and they had this band playing.
Was it smoky?
No, there was no smoke, because that's illegal these days. And but the band that was on the stage was doing that very thing.
Typically, bands are on stage.
And I'm like, this is not the jazz I like.
I don't like. I
like rhythmic jazz.
You should try blues.
Well, some of the jazz is blues infused.
When does it transfer over and become blues?
I'm sure they're very close related if you're a music historian and know that type of stuff.
Do Russians have jazz?
Russian jazz?
And Russian blues?
I'm sure
or
they do.
Are they all completely red? I can't believe I went. That was good. I've connected those dots.
Yes.
I got a little lightheaded laughing so hard just then. I ain't gonna lie.
That's good.
I guess it wasn't as good as I thought. Anyways.
I came up with a good one the other day and no one appreciated it.
Hit me.
I've been listening to this. He's not new, but he's relatively new to me. Teddy Swims.
Don't know him.
You would know him if I played some music from him.
Oh, he's an artist.
Yeah, you actually listened to him. Sade had him.
Ah. Oh, we're going to get copyright struck?
We're going to get copyright struck yet again.
Get us copyright struck on probably our most popular episode in the past year. The top 5.
Where's my mouse? There's my mouse.
You don't have a mouse. You have a little touchpad. But go ahead. Get us copyright struck. It's not as if we monetize any of this.
No.
If you want to support us, please go to our Patreon and give us $1.
I would appreciate that a lot.
That would be great. If you can't, then that's fine because you probably gave all your money to the Dice Tower, as you should, because they create a whole lot of content.
They produce a lot of content.
They have employees. They have like 10 employees full time. Mike Delicio needs your money, as does ye. Give your money to ye.
Hear ye, hear ye. I bet he hears that all the time.
That would be a great podcast name. To have him and his wife. Hear ye, hear ye. We come up with great ideas for other people. None of the ideas that we have for our own podcast work out, nor for ourselves. This is the plague for which we have to deal with.
Okay, well, I can't get to it in time, and
thankfully,
we're having to log into Google and all this type of stuff.
We don't want to play copyrighted music.
So he plays kind of like, I don't know what you would call the style. Not folk.
Alternative.
What? Style.
Alternative folk.
Of music.
Alternative folk is basically step parents.
Teddy Swims.
You didn't really.
Alternative indie, it says.
You didn't acknowledge my joke.
I was busy typing.
That's okay. You'll laugh and edit.
So anyway, his name is Teddy Swims. And so I was
Teddy
going,
Swim.
Teddy Swim. Teddy Swam. Teddy Swum.
Teddy Swim.
Teddy Swims is his name. Now.
S at the end, plural, swims.
S-W-I-M. Like he is
So
currently swimming.
It is as if Teddy swims
Like
as an
that's what he
activity.
does.
Okay, go.
And I said, I've been listening to Teddy Swim since he was Teddy Dog Paddle.
That's a good one.
I thought so.
Okay, go ahead.
Because like he's learned to swim.
I know.
So before you swim, you doggy paddle.
Exactly. I know I'm not laughing at that joke.
Sade didn't laugh at all.
That was the joke.
And I was
You
like,
should have told me. I would have prepped myself for it because that would at least got a chuckle.
that was the joke.
I was
said,
waiting-
I've been
I
listening to
thought you
Teddy
were-
Swim since he was Teddy Doggy Paddle.
I thought you were loosening me up for the actual joke.
the
That was the
progression
joke.
from Doggy Paddle to
I got the
swimming.
joke. I got the
That's a
premise.
solid joke.
It's not.
It's a solid
It's
joke.
okay.
It's as good as your red.
That was awesome. That connection. It was the roundabout way I went from communism to blues. Do you not appreciate that?
Oh, you just, okay. You know what? I said I was going to be in a better mood this time.
You're in a fabulous
I'm
mood.
in a good mood. Don't ruin it.
I'm not ruining it.
Ruining it.
I'm not ruining anything. So are you going to do our top 5?
This is our top 5. Yeah, we're jazzed. We're enthusiastic.
All right. So are you?
The secret cabal does that. I just had to say it because that's when you say false enthusiasm, they come in there and they're doing their, oh.
Do not. Don't. No.
And I know, I
like
understand.
The secret.
I listen to them. Now that I have a new job, a new position,
yes.
and I'm listening
Your
to
position
podcasts
is
again.
in that chair at that computer.
I'm listening to podcasts again, and
Okay.
I've been listening to Secret Cabal.
So you listen to them, and they're good.
I listen to them, yes, and they have way more listeners than we do. And I
A
get
lot.
it.
They
And a
have
lot
a
of our
cabal.
listeners like the Cabal.
I like the cabal. I like all of the cabal.
But when you talk about that enthusiasm when they come in,
Well,
they go, oh,
listen.
It's Wednesday. Wow. I just,
That's good.
you know what I'm talking about.
I know, but
You know exactly what
I
I'm
know
talking about.
exactly
And now
what you're talking
defending
about. I'm
it.
not defending them. Don't think that I'm defending it. I don't like it either. I'm just saying is that that's what people like, and it's okay to give people what they like.
Because people like to get hyped up.
I want to be
and
hyped
they
up.
they like the energy, even though it may be false.
I'll give false energy.
False energy.
Some of the energy I give is indeed false.
I have plenty of false energy,
I don't know if you're very low energy.
like wind, turbine, infused.
Turbine.
Turbines?
Either way, it doesn't matter if the energy is false or not. I would argue that if your false energy energizes somebody
Fake
else,
it till you make it? Is that it?
No, let me finish. If
Okay.
it's your false energy energizes somebody else, is that not energy? I'm a
If
philosopher.
they're energized by your false energy,
Yes.
it's energy one way or the other.
It's
I
one
guess.
way or another. It's energy. It's free energy. It's free real estate.
Frenergy.
Frenergy. That's what I'm trying to impart to you is frenergy.
If only we had free energy.
I have frenergy. I'm friend energy.
In
I'm
this
giving you
economy?
friend energy.
Friend energy.
Yes,
You do
friend
not
energy.
give me friend
I
energy.
give you so much
False-
friend energy.
False energy.
You would be
But speaking of
so
false.
low energy without me.
False.
You have no. Oh,
I'm high energy until I get
Why,
beat down
I would be
by the
upset
likes
nothing.
of you.
I haven't said nothing.
I'm always in a good mood until you show up.
It's top
And
five.
you start degrading me.
I haven't degraded you once.
But we're not talking about that again.
I haven't talked about it now.
We're not doing it again
I'm
because
not
this
doing
time
it.
I'm in a great mood
You should be.
because you haven't insulted me too bad yet.
Well, hold on.
It's Thursday.
Is it Thursday? It's Wednesday.
It'll be Thursday.
Oh, this is released on Thursday.
Oh, wait. No, it is Wednesday.
This is
We're in
Friday.
direct competition with the Secret Cabal. Hold on to your hats, Sean. What's his name?
Jeremy.
Jeremy.
I don't know.
Jeremy.
No.
Spooky.
No, that's what's up. I haven't watched it.
Jamie.
Jamie hit a girl's
And
name.
Dan. Is there a Dan?
No, there's the
Steve.
Steve's the funny one.
He tells cheesy jokes like I like.
Well, there you go. He's
And he
the funny
drinks.
one. And he drinks.
I think me and Steve will get along.
I think you and Steve would get along fabulously.
We might not be good for each other.
What you talking?
And Jamie is the one that does that. It's a Wednesday.
Well, Jimmy's trying his best.
So, but it sounds,
Hashtag.
I feel like that then that's pretty good because the first several years I listened that I did not realize that was just Jamie doing a voice.
Yeah, he does great voice acting for him, for it just being him.
What about me?
You do. I have said
It's the board game snobs
all the time.
But then I'm just ripping off the cabal.
I don't care. Rip them off. You're
Rip it
right off. You have an amazing voice. I do. Everybody says that.
A compliment. I do not know how to react.
No, this is not a compliment. This is a fact. I have told you that for years. People have told you that. You have a radio voice.
You really think so?
When you're not trying.
Oh, you really think so, dear?
But unfortunately, your radio voice is beset by your complete banal personality.
And we're back.
And we're back.
And we're back.
Yeah.
All right.
Top 5.
Top 5. 15 minutes in, we're finally going to do our top 5. I'm excited.
I'm excited too. Well, let's just do it with high energy then. Woo-hoo. What's your top 5, Gobby?
My number 5.
Number 5
is OOP. You know me.
I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. What is it?
From the man that made TTR.
Really?
Uh-huh.
You like it, the airplanes. You like that, and you fear airplanes.
As much as I fear it.
I love that game, too.
I love the stock facet of Airlines Europe. Is one of my, Airlines Europe is also near and dear to my heart because, I don't know, I've said this before.
It's a Rio Grande game.
Nobody cares, but my
I care.
In-laws, my Barry and Erica, Patreon, Barry.
I love Barry. Wait a minute. That's that Barry.
He purchased Airlines Europe for me.
Not Blake.
No, not Blake.
Okay.
And I have played it many. It might be one of the oldest games in my collection. The box is well worn.
It is.
It's a stock game of route building. It's like Ticket to Ride with stocks.
It is the game that Ticket to Ride should be. It came out before Ticket to Ride, if I'm not mistaken, but it's heavier. If you like Ticket to Ride and you need a real game, I would say real game, not an entry-level game.
Yeah, it's just, they always called it the next step, and I think that's correct. And that's one reason I like it is because it's one of those games, I've heard this phrase used a lot, and I finally have, I guess, figured out what it means, and internalize. When they say you have internalized the rules, you finally don't have to read the rule book all the time.
It does. It is very abstract what you're doing. Now, maybe not abstract. It confused me the first time I played it, of making the route, buying stocks, because I played it when we were first really starting off, getting into more Euro games. And this was one that was, I remember falling in love with that. And I played poker with Eleanor Moon one time. And got to tell him that, listen, I know everybody loves Ticket to Ride, but Airlines Europe.
I don't know why it hasn't been reprinted.
It bothers me that it's not. And I will put that out there. It's a Rio Grande game. If anybody has a chance to pick up or play Airlines Europe, you're in for a treat.
I don't know if there's a certain stock game that you love very much, but Airlines Europe, there's other stock games on my list, I believe, but it's my favorite because it is so simple, and I just love it.
Maybe they shouldn't reprint it. Maybe we should redo it and name it something else. Be like Spirit Airlines, and it'd be really cheap stocks and really bad planes. And
you get flight attendants that look at you with judgmental eyes and
we will
fat
have
shame
a character renderation of Victor.
That'll be the AI bot in the game.
Victor? Are you sure you can play this game? Is it too hard for you?
I don't know if you belong on the exit aisle.
That was amazing. Victor was an amazing stewardess.
Can you breathe? You look too fat to breathe.
I'm saying, listen.
You're buckling your seat belt and you're breathing very heavily.
Listen, you get shamed one time by a Spirit Airline flight attendant.
Victor, king of the flight attendants. I'm morphing into the guy from Armageddon that was on the International Space guy. Yeah. The cheesy. That guy is like in so many. I thought he was Russian. And
He's
then
not.
he's like just does whatever
He
accent
just does
they tell him
whatever
to
they
do.
want. He has tried to kill everything from John Wick to dinosaurs. Okay, he's been to the moon. He's been Satan. That guy has been everything.
He's awesome.
He helped Nacho Libre. Anyways, so number 5. Can't tell you how proud I am that you picked something so great. That is a great game.
Well, I'm glad you're proud of me.
So I
for
was
once in
going
your
to
life.
attack you if you picked a poor game in your top 5. I approve of this.
I don't have a game that you won't like in my top
We'll
5.
see.
I guarantee it.
My number 5 is a game that had some controversy when it came out on its Kickstarter because
Mirage.
Yep, thank you. Barrage. Thank you, Cranio Games, for sending me this game, FYI, because they did. That was awesome of them back in the day because I played it prior to it coming out of its Kickstarter, and I loved it, and it's amazing, and I love Barrage. Barrage with its little time dials of having to put your workers out there and then put your equipment out there and turn this dial, and that's how long it takes for them to get back. And the meanness and the competitiveness and the planning that it takes to just harvest water. I love Barrage.
Harvesting water.
Harvest water. Have you ever harvested water?
On this harvest water. No. I've drank it.
I know, but have you ever collected water?
Like from a well?
Yes. Have you ever been out in the wild and had to drink?
Had to seek out water?
Seek water.
I have not.
I have, as part of the search and rescue training, which is now why, fun fact, I carry those life straws with me.
Uh-huh.
Yes, because
I've wondered if those are legit.
they can't quit. They're that legit.
So they will save your life.
They will do.
You could put it in a swamp.
They will.
And it will clean it?
They will.
What's it clean it with?
It's probably like charcoal and filters. 90% of everything's just charcoal. Charcoal gets you all far. Like you wouldn't.
I take charcoal pills.
They do. That's good for absorption of poisons as well.
Pull that
Activated charcoal.
all the alcohol in my system.
It does. That's why I take
No,
it.
mine's inactive though.
Well,
lazy charcoal.
Lazy charcoal.
It gave up on me.
Either way,
I've retired charcoal.
charcoal baron.
It's cheaper.
Retired charcoal.
What is charcoal?
It's charcoal.
But what is that?
You're asking me
What
this.
is charcoal made of?
I can't. This is one of those things. I don't mean to sound rude, but are you actually asking me this?
I'm asking you a legitimate question.
When you burn something,
It turns to charcoal?
okay, there you go.
So it's something burnt.
Charcoal. Yes, it's like burnt wood.
So why would burnt wood leach out toxicities from something?
You are asking me questions that I could answer if I had not been drinking Tin Cup just at this very moment. But for your knowledge, activated charcoal.
So is any wood is charcoal, or is it a specific type of wood? Is charcoal something specific, or is it just burnt wood?
Charcoal is black, lightweight residue made from heating wood or organic materials in a low oxygen environment. Wood heated over 1,000 Fahrenheit in a can or retort. Don't you remember charcoal burners? Have you ever read any medieval books? There's always charcoal burners. Okay, so it's like that's just it's like a thing. But you've heard the word coke. Like the form of charcoal that's used to reduce metal and ores in furnaces, like coke. Soot, this is charcoal.
I know what soot is.
Activated charcoal is charcoal that's used for absorption. That makes sense? So it's basically something that you can swallow. We use in the ER all the time. That absorbs toxins.
Like when you
OD.
OD or something.
Correct. You put a tube in somebody's stomach and you pump them full of this black charcoal. But they don't want to take it, which is very, very difficult to do because they don't want to have it. How hard to restrain you and to put a tube down somebody's throat, it's very difficult. And then to pump their stomach.
Well, that's why I usually swallow all the after we have a bonfire, I go out there and start swallowing all the black sticks.
I wouldn't understand.
Start licking them. I'm leaching the chemicals from my body. What else got me doing that? Just out there licking the black sticks.
Okay. Well,
I think you're done with this topic.
I'm done with this topic. Do we need that light that I could activate in the studio to let you know I'm done with this topic?
Okay, fine.
Number 4.
Number 5 was Barrage.
Yep, number 5. Excellent game, and that's by is it Luciani? No, I can't see from here. The designer.
Yeah, what's
his face? Is it Simone? Pretty sure it's Simone. It may not be.
I mean, it was that whole crew.
It's that crew. I can't see it from here because my vision has gotten terrible here, and your vision as well. It's upside down. This is well worth pausing the podcast for.
Tommaso, Batista, Simone, and Antonio.
All right, so Luciani. Okay, Simone Luciani. All right.
He's always with several other people.
He likes to roll with a gang.
He likes a gang.
He likes a gang. I do too. You're number 4, sir.
My number 4.
Which I will judge you harshly.
So Airlines Europe was on my last, back in 2022, was my number 19.
I think Barrage was my number 3. It's fallen to my number 5, if I'm not mistaken.
It kicked up a notch for you.
It went down.
My number 4 is a game
that's
was
great, because this is a board game.
millions of years in the making, you might say. If only we had a amber encrusted mosquito, we could genetically.
You like Dinogenics?
Dinogenics.
Really? Dinogenics is good.
We've played that game. I
love Dinogenics for the fact
several
that
times.
It matches its
Every
theme so well.
Every time I play that game, I have an absolute blast.
I don't know why.
It's a difficult game, and it's difficult for me because you have to do the rules for it. And even then, we refer back to the rules a few times in the playing. It doesn't help that we play it few and far between. But even at that, it's not a hard game, but there's like some phases that are difficult in certain orders and stuff. But basically, you're creating dinosaurs, you're putting them out in these pens.
It's Jurassic Park.
And you can only put certain dinosaurs with other certain dinosaurs, and if you mix them up, you just can't mix them up.
Here's what I like about Dinogenics. Dinogenics convinced me that single-handedly, that independent, I guess when you want to call it, not independent or what's the term I want to use? Indie games.
Oh,
games made by just a small group of people on Kickstarter. It can be very legitimate because it came out at the same time of like Dinosaur Island, the hyper colorfulized version. I think it was like Pandasaurs, whoever did that. I did not like Dinosaur Island at all.
I did not like it either.
And Dinogenics captured the theme and did everything that it should have done. It gave me what Dinosaur Island should have been. And so, yeah, Dinogenics is a great game.
The dinosaurs can attack and kill the visitors
as it should.
All that stuff.
I'm a big Jurassic Park fan, not a Jurassic World fan, but I am interested in the Scarlett Johansson one that's coming out this year.
I'll watch it. I like ScarJo.
I'll watch it. I don't like ScarJo.
I like her smoky voice.
I take that back. I do kind of like ScarJo. She was in The Marriage Story.
I like her smoky voice.
Does she have a smoky voice?
She's got a real smoky voice. I like her voice. I like ScarJo. I like her acting as well. I mean, she's Black Widow. I'm partial to Black Widow.
I'm not a Marvel fan, of course, but everything else I've seen her in has been good.
She was in The Island,
which is
with Lincoln Six Echo, Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Right.
The Island is one of those movies that nobody likes.
I liked it a lot.
Panned by the critics.
Who?
But
what?
it is just. I believe it's Michael Bay. It is Michael Bayist. His Bayist.
Bayist.
Give it the best. It's got explosions, slow-mo, train wheels coming off that diesel on the highway.
Yeah,
that was reused. That was a real
reusing it.
The music from that was when like the Gladiator music was still
redone.
Yeah,
that Simone lady show.
Yeah. And but I love that movie.
That was a great show.
Love that movie.
All right,
Jamon Hansu or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
That poor fella. He just keeps working, and
let him.
I think he's broke still.
There's some of those actors.
But he's in everything.
Let him be. Just let him be.
Let him be.
Let him be.
Anyway, Dinogenics. It is so thematic. It's a very thematic game. You have the dinosaurs, you have the fighting, you have the pins, you have the destruction, and you're trying to make this park work. And
it just lacks Malcolm.
It's a fantastic game.
We'll find a way. That guy. Number 4 for me. My dear German.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Gladwell.
No. My dear friend. My dear German friend's favorite game, if I remember correctly.
Tom?
German friend.
Oh.
Ben.
Oh.
Maddox. Modern Art.
Oh, yeah.
Modern Art is the quintessential bidding game. Reiner Knizia, I will never regret the $20 I spent picking up the extra copy of this, the CMON version of Modern Art.
Okay.
not knowing exactly what I was getting. I just knowing that it was Reiner and that it was bidding, and so thus it must have been good. I did not know I was getting a masterpiece. I love modern art. It is it when it comes to bidding. If you like bidding, you should play modern art, and you should be in awe.
Because it is all styles of
It's
bidding.
all bidding. It's all the bidding.
It's all bidding, all styles, all the time.
All the time.
Not Harry.
No, there isn't. It's not Harry at all. It's Reiner.
And I really do like this game. I prefer High Society just because of the simplicity of it.
Lighter.
But Modern Art is a fantastic game. I saw Delicio post something that he got like a Japanese version that was like all cards.
He should.
And he said it was like his favorite version.
He should.
I was really interested in what that was.
I want that, Mike. I will find that, Mike.
I
will find that. I will get it.
I like Modern Art a lot. It didn't make my list,
That's okay.
but I like it a lot.
Your number 4 of Dino Gen X I approve of, by the way.
Well,
I just wanted you to know.
that's what I'm here for.
You have
I'm
again,
seeking Jerry's approval.
You have gained it.
I didn't get it from my daddy.
I'm your daddy now.
I'm your daddy. No, that is not how this works.
That's weird.
I am the primary host. You are not my daddy.
All right, go ahead. Number
I'm trying
3.
to see if Modern Art's even on my list.
You don't even have a list. You don't know.
No, I put because I tend to rank High Society. I put High Society.
Yeah, I knew
at
you were a
36.
High Society fan, which I like High Society as well. It would have been on my list if it hadn't been for Modern Art.
And that's simply, I played High Society the other day. Like, it's just more accessible.
And
it's like bang, bam, boom.
Shout out to All Play for
Couture.
Also another very interesting bidding game. All Play is quickly.
Bidding is fun because it's very
bidding
interactive.
is fun.
Bidding is
you
fun.
make statements I agree with.
Bidding is fun. All right. That brings us to our top 3.
Ooh. I have
number
no
3.
idea. I do have an idea.
My number 3 has been mentioned already, I believe.
Okay, go ahead.
Zaya Legends of a Tokyo Drift System.
Really?
I freaking love that game.
Really?
I don't get to play it enough.
Really?
But I freaking love that game.
We will do that again.
I freaking love it.
Again.
I love it.
Another one. I love it. So I played that with Tim and Betsy.
I know. And I was
dear
very
friend
jealous
Bubba.
because I showed up like 10 minutes too
Can I
late.
just say how much I love Betsy? She
I don't know
is
if you should.
great.
That's
Betsy
another
is
man's
a
wife.
great. Well, like Tim is okay.
Look out now.
But Betsy, like when she plays a game, you can tell she's figuring it out.
She's all about it.
Tim is just there. Tim is just, you're just
Tim,
wondering.
I like you, Tim.
I like Tim. He's okay.
But you prefer his wife.
But Betsy's on
I
another
don't know that we
level.
should be saying this.
Betsy beat me at what was that, the Jason Dinger game, the Crescent City Cargo. Yeah. Betsy and we playing Zaya. Enrique almost clutched it. I think Bubba might have won it.
Yeah, Bubba won.
I think Bubba won it, which I was very proud of. I did terrible because I was trying to restrain myself and not be attacking everybody. And Tim was out there doing that instead, just being Tim. You know,
he was timming it up.
He's got
the Tims.
He got the Tims. But the Tims.
Timmy.
But either way, they're on a cruise.
Must be nice.
I know they go on a cruise. He's out
Nice.
on the boat. He's sending me pictures on a boat. Like, Tim, I don't care. And then first he sends me a picture of him and a bunch of random people playing a board game on a boat. My first question is, where's Betsy? Like, why are you playing? Well, what is this? He made her take the picture, I bet. That was what it is. Because she knows anyways. So yes, I approve of Zaya. Your number 3?
Zaya, my number 3, Legends
of a Drift System.
Zen Zaya.
Out of print. But no, it's not out of print. I think I posted that you can
They're supposed
buy
to be redoing something, right?
No. It's available. You can purchase it right now from its website.
Very nice.
My
Check
number
it out.
3. So the top 3. This is important. I'm glad you picked Zaya because that's respectable.
Mm-hmm.
The top 3 is important because these are the games I labored over. All right, labored over.
I know one specifically.
Okay, good.
It's going to be in there,
but
I don't know the other 2.
My number 3 is new.
Ooh, okay. Can I say Arcs now?
Yes.
Okay.
It's Arcs. Cannot tell you how impressed I am.
You love this game.
By Cole Worley.
And you've played it multiple times.
I have burnt. This is my top game of 2024. If and I don't know. It took me a while to figure out why I liked it. And I think the last time I played it with Larry, because Larry's my guiding light, I figured it out. It's not only the fact that the primary mechanism is this little simple play a card type, trump card type thing where you're trying to play like spades or hearts, follow the lead color. It's very simple, makes sense, but how it restricts you, how you desperately want to be in first. I figured it out. I love games where you fight for that first player token. You need to go first, but at the same time, going first when you need to do this moves, it knocks you down from first. So it's this push-pull thing. Mm-hmm. Plus the fact that the combat isn't a bunch of dice rolling. That's both players rolling dice and figuring out it's just one person throwing dice. Everybody's looking. It's very easy to figure out what's going on. It can be very interactive, and it's just good. And there's that campaign big box that I'm wanting to buy now. I'm not the type to do a campaign. I don't like these big box add-on campaign things, but everything I've read about it, I'm really thinking I'm going to have to buy it. Either way, Arcs, Cole Worley has now, because of this, if you remember our last episode, John Company was on my list. He has 3 hits with me. Now with PAX Premier and Arcs and Roots, I respect. And Oath, a lot of people liked Oath. I didn't particularly care for it, but the fact is that Cole Worley's now legit by my standard, by my mechanism, by the Jerry rule of you got to have 3 hits. Cole has 3 hits. And the fact that Arcs is way up and has broken my top 10 as well as John Company means that Cole is not.
He's your number 1 designer.
He's knocking up there with Martin Wallace. So Cole, I really think that Cole Worley is
Cole Worley.
Charcoal Worley. Absorb it in, please.
Well,
is that he is the most innovative designer right now.
I can go with that.
Feel it.
I feel it.
Okay.
I liked Arcs a lot as well.
Okay. That's my number 3.
That's pretty impressive for a game.
Wait a minute. You did your number 3. I did my number 4.
No, I didn't mine. Oh yeah, my number 3 was Zaya.
Okay. So we're in order. So I did Barrage, and then what did I do? Modern Art, and then Arcs. Okay, I'm in order. So you're number 2 now.
My number 2 is LOV.
LOV.
Lords of Vegas.
I knew you love Lords of Vegas. I respect that a lot.
Sadly, these are all games I desperately need to play again.
Lords of Vegas is a great game.
Dinogenics, Zaya, and Lords of Vegas, all 3 have been way too long since we've
play it
played.
Again. I've played Lords. We've played it.
We've discussed Lords of Vegas many times on this podcast. It's just fun. It's fun. It's a fun, raucous game. And it's not fake. When I play that game, I really am enthused. I don't come in and just say, woo-hoo.
You say yeehaw.
I'm rolling die and gambling my life away.
I remember yelling at you at this game, telling you to stop coming into my casino. I kicked you out, trying to look up a rule to see if I could ban you, kick you out because you kept coming in.
I'm back, baby.
And you kept losing your money. And we were begging you, stop.
I got an addiction.
Stop. And you wouldn't stop doing it. I'm like, the house will win. Stop. And you kept doing it.
It's so fun. That as well as the whole actual game of you're trying to build casinos and take over other people's casinos. And there's a move where you can like take over a whole field of your adversaries' casinos. It's a fantastic game.
It is.
And the expansion unnecessary. I find. Someone asked me the other day on our Discord about expansion. Did I have this expansion to something?
We have a Discord?
And I said, touch that link in the show notes and you'll find it. And I said, I don't really do expansions unless it fixes something that is well known to the board gaming community to be a quote unquote broken aspect or something like that of the game. Unfortunately, I don't often get to play games enough to warrant, I need to toss this in to mix things up. B, they often make a nice streamlined game just more convoluted. I find most times expansions are not necessary. I think the expansion to this added a 5th player or something.
Yes, and you allowed you to go up.
And you could build your casinos upwards. We played it. It was unnecessary.
Yeah.
It's perfectly fine all by itself. Lords of Vegas, play it.
That was my number 14.
Mm-hmm.
My number 2, I love negotiation games. And any game that gives me the ability to negotiate automatically pops up there. This game was one again. The company sent me this game. Shout out to them because I couldn't find anywhere to buy it at the time because it was super successful at the time. It's one I've consistently talked about. It is beautiful. It's overproduced. I backed their previous Kickstarter again so that I could get the big box edition. And I have been praising it ever since. And every time I've played it, I realize how much I love this game. It has a space theme. I am very much looking forward to their next game that's coming out, Brink. But Moonrakers is my number 2. Moonrakers is deck building negotiation game. I absolutely love this game. Where you're negotiating, going on missions, negotiating with, asking people to go with you, kind of like that cosmic encounter theme of let's go here and I'll give you this. And it's like, yeah, it has the same thing that Chinatown always gave me, which is if you win, it's because somebody let you win it. People gave you what you need. You have to sit at a table with people and play cards and talk with them and try to get what you need to win. And it has all these little bitty mini expansions, and it has a solo that actually works. And I can't. It is not only the artwork on it, but everything about Moonrakers. Every time I play it, I realize how much I love it. And as much as I like everything else previously from it, the fact that it is negotiation, coupled with this building of your ship, coupled with all these great little expansions and that negotiation and that deck building, Moonrakers.
Quintessential, you named it in our episode 350.
Yes, which caused a lot of issues.
But it's my number 40. I'm, as everyone knows, I'm not great on negotiating, but I do like Moonrakers a lot. And what I do like is the fact that...
Do you like the moon or the raking?
Like the silver teeth. The fact that the building of the ship adds to your negotiating abilities.
It does, because you can be pretty OP.
And it makes it that works very smoothly in the game. And it's a great game. We played
It's got metal coins.
The box is beautiful.
Everything about
it is beautiful. It's a pretty game. It's a good game.
Love Moonrakers.
I approve your number 2.
Thank you. What's your number 1?
My number 1 is the same one I had 3 years ago. And you've already mentioned it, and it's a city in Japan named Yokohama.
I figured.
I have played this game a myriad of times. I played on BGA pretty much constantly.
Love Yokohama.
This game I love this game.
Beautiful game.
Because something about it just tickles my brain.
What I like about it is when you drop off your little workers and having them build that route.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like route building games. This fools you into liking a route building game. I don't like pickup and delivery. Yokohama fools you into liking pickup and delivery. And so it's this thing of, you're doing this very common mechanic, but the place a bunch of workers in one spot or spread them out and then move your one little Presidente guy around to do this action, it irritates you when somebody shows up in the spot that you need to go to and you have to go to it. There's always something you can be doing. And it's just, it's modular, changes up the board each time. It plays well.
Sometimes, depending on the layout of that board, it can cause difficulties.
It makes all types of problems.
And the more I would say this, although it scales very well, because the less players you have, the less boards you put out there.
Yep.
But when you do play a full 4-player game, you do get in each other's way a lot more. I like it.
Certainly do.
It's frustrating, but it's a good frustration. And it's one of those games where there's plenty to do, but you feel like you're never doing enough and that the other person is doing better than you. and there's so many different ways to score.
Yeah.
It's not really a point salad, but you have those achievements you're going for. You're filling orders. There's just several things, almost like a not area control, but like a majority in some of the locations. It's just, playing this game just makes me happy.
And I'm glad it makes you happy. My number one is what has always been. It's brass. It can either be Lancaster or Birmingham, depending on who you force me to pick. I think they're both very similar, but brass, Birmingham is amazing. Lancaster is the only one I would suggest if you play it 2-player, because it actually does have a variant and it works. I love brass. Martin Wallace is my favorite designer, and it stays that way. And every time I play brass, I appreciate it more and more. And the thing that it does that I don't find other games doing is this interactivity of I see what you're doing and I need to not stop it, but leech off it. I see you're going to need coal, and so I'm going to build a coal mine. I see you're going this way. I'm going to benefit by building these railroads or these canals. I see where you're going. I'm trying to do this, and you're hindered by a deck of cards, the money that's involved in it, the having to build things just right, the timing of it, everything about brass is amazing. And this particular Roxley edition of both Birmingham and Lancaster are amazing games. Brass, it will be hard to dethrone brass for me, because every time I play it, I still just get the feeling of this is the economic Euro game that I want. And this edition is way too pretty. It hits on everything. And it's just enough conflict. I thought at one point in time maybe Barrage would overthrow it, but at the same time, it's like, nope. You're still hindered by how smooth brass is. And it's just, it's Martin Wallace.
I like the card play in brass.
I love the card play in brass.
And you can do that wild thing and and I don't like brass as much as you do, obviously. But I did just play it when we went to New Orleans, and I did have to relearn it. But even at that, it's a very satisfying game to play. And once you've played it, you understand. I see why everyone raves about this game.
It's number one, baby.
Number one stunner.
And I prophesied that way back in the day. I'm just going to keep reminding.
All props to you, Jerry. All props to you.
I'm the board game prophet.
You're a needy man.
Not needy.
You need props.
I don't need
You
props.
like props.
No, I don't. I give myself props.
Yeah, no.
I don't need it. I don't need anything from anybody else. I can give myself what I need. Either way, that's our conclusion of our top whatever.
Woo-hoo! Yeah. All right. I'm the Kool-Aid man. Oh, yeah. I just burst through the door.
You should do that.
I left a gobby impression in the wall.
Bust the kicking home invasion and start throwing Kool-Aid packets. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone red body paint everywhere. Hello, kids. That wouldn't be a problem, would it?
Nightmares of the Kool-Aid man.
Oh, yeah. That was a great... That was
a home invader.
No.
Have y'all seen the Kool-Aid man? It becomes like an urban legend.
Just kicking in the door.
Have you heard the tale of the Kool-Aid man?
I was just thinking, should we have Sunny D with the purple stuff? And all of a sudden,
oh yeah!
There you go.
When you least expect it, he will burst through your wall.
Whatever happened to the Kool-Aid man?
I think he retired.
I hope so.
He burst through one too many walls.
He cracked and leaked down, blood everywhere. Red Kool-Aid.
Like Humpty Dumpty.
No.
Oh, that's sad.
Oh,
sad.
I wonder who
ending.
still drinks Kool-Aid. Is that still popular? I'm gonna look that up real fast. Is Kool-Aid still popular?
I mean, I like Kool-Aid. I haven't drank it recently.
Is Kool-Aid popular?
I would think in today's more health-driven, conscious societal mind, it's kind of fallen. Okay, I feel like I'm wrong.
Okay. Did you know Kool-Aid is the official soft drink of Nebraska? It's the soft drink of Nebraska.
That's where all they get their high fructose corn syrup from.
It's owned by Kraft.
Of course.
It's Hastings, Nebraska celebrates Kool-Aid Days every year to honor its city's claim to fame. There are Kool-Aid collectors who trade rare packages for hundreds of dollars. Edwin Perkins invented Kool-Aid in Hastings, Nebraska.
There's like a niche group for almost anything you can think of.
Perkins' original product was a liquid concentrate called Fruit Smack. That makes you think like fruit punch, fruit smack. 1927, Perkins discovered a way to remove
More of a Crystal Light guy.
to remove the liquid from fruit smack, leaving only the powder. He named the powder
Isn't smack like drugs?
Kool-Aid. Yes. In 53, General Foods purchased Kool-Aid. Huh.
I remember Crystal Light come out and they were trying to fight against the Kool-Aid.
It's 90 years
It was
old.
more for dieters. Mom was a Crystal Light person. She would get me some Kool-Aid. She'd drink
Do you
Crystal
know
Light.
what the Kool-Aid slogan is? It's just, oh yeah.
That's
That's
it?
the slogan.
Wow.
That's the slogan.
I always liked the lime, the green stuff. It reminded me of antifreeze. Like drinking it. And the grape and the cherry. Those are my 3 flavors.
It has minimal nutritional value.
Well, of course, it's all sugar and red number 40. That's what it is.
That's going to be banned. They're going to be banning Kool-Aid in this country soon. Does Kool-Aid have red 40? It certainly does.
It certainly does. It's all it is.
Yeah. Oh, no. Oh, no.
And yellow number 5. Much like the Mambo.
Well, R.I.P.
Poor
Kool-Aid.
Monica.
A little
All
bit
right.
of Monica. I need a little bit of Kool-Aid number 40.
We should
All right.
put some Kool-Aid in our whiskey.
Nope.
You don't think so?
Nope. That's
You don't like-
vodka.
You don't like that?
Kool-Aid and vodka. Or gin. I guess
Yeah,
you could do
that's
some
true. You're
lime
right.
gin.
You're right. No vodka.
dude, you don't mix whiskey
You could put
and
vodka in anything.
Put vodka and
Yes.
Yes. Vladimir.
We are big fans of the Kool-Aid here.
Anyways, that's our list. I'm glad you listened to our list. If you didn't listen to our list, you suck. And
Wow.
I'm just saying.
Well, if they didn't listen, they're not hearing this. So I guess you're right.
Yeah, doesn't matter.
What does it matter?
You can say what you want to about people who didn't listen.
Say what you want.
You can, because they don't want to hear it.
Say what you want to say.
I did just then.
I'm glad you did.
This is Jerry.
This is Gabby.
Goodbye.
What-
Just goodbye.
Goodbye. So I went and morphed into Dracula on that one. Goodbye. I want to suck your blood. I want to suck your red number 40.
Thank you for tolerating this episode of the Board Game Snobs. Stay classy.